In this video, I'm going to cover the 6 different steps to create a successful A/B or multivariate test. Then we will take you through 2 examples, an example of a successful test and an example of a test that actually reduced conversion rates. The 6 different steps to creating a successful test. Step number 1, problem identification. Before thinking about what elements on a page you should test, start by analyzing the different problem areas on the particular page. So how do you do that? There are several conversion optimization methodologies that can help you to do so. At Invesp, we use the conversion framework for page analysis and to determine the problem areas on a particular page. There are other available modules or methodologies in the market. The conversion framework relies on 6 different elements and analyzes the page from those 6 different elements: personas, trust and confidence, FUDs, incentives, engagement, buying stages. Now, these different elements impact whether a visitor is persuaded to stay on your website or whether he or she decides to leave. You must keep in mind that different elements have different impact based on the type of page that you are evaluating. A conversion optimization expert can easily pinpoint anywhere between 50 to 150 problems on a web page. But we do not believe that you should attempt to fix all of these problems. That takes us to step number 2. Prioritize the different problems. We want to take the top 3 to 7 different problems, look at them, analyze their impact, and determine fixes for these problems. Step number 3, create your test hypothesis. A hypothesis is a predictive statement stating the impact of removing or fixing one of those top priority problems identified on a web page and the impact that will have on your conversion rates. Successful testing starts by creating different hypotheses to explain why visitors react to certain elements on a page. Tests that produce increases conversion rates are excellent in validating initial assumptions and hypotheses. We do not mind tests that result in reducing conversion rates because we can learn something about our hypothesis from these tests. It is tests that do not produce any increases or decreases in conversion rates that you should worry about. Step number 4, create new design variations based on the test hypothesis. Now, once you have your hypothesis, the next step is to create new page designs that will validate the hypothesis. You must be careful when you are creating those designs. Do not go overboard with creating many designs. There are testing software that allows you to test millions of variations against an original design. You must keep in mind that validating each of the new variation requires a certain number of conversions. For high converting websites, we like to limit page variations to less than 30. For smaller websites, we like to limit the page variations to less than 5 new variations or designs. Step number 5, let your visitors be the judge. Test your new designs, let the visitors, using A/B or multivariate testing software, let your visitors tell you which design works better for them. Allow the testing software to validate your hypothesis. It is important to remember the following 3 principles when you are conducting your tests. First, select the right technology platform to speed up the process of implementing the test. Technology should never be a burden or a hurdle that you have to think about when you are conducting testing. Second, do not run your test for less than 5 days. There are several factors that can impact your test results. So allow the testing software to collect enough data long enough so you make sure that no factors are polluting your results. Third, do not run your test for longer than 4 weeks. There are again several external factors or maybe internal factors that could pollute your test data. So try to limit the impact of these factors by limiting the test time to a maximum of 4 weeks. Step number 6, analyze the results from the testing to assess the correctness of the test hypothesis. Now let's take a couple of examples. The image that you see shows the original design for a shopping cart for one of our clients who sold nursing uniforms. When our team examined the analytics data for this particular client, we noticed high checkout abandonment rates. Abandonment rates for an unoptimized checkout is typically anywhere between 45 to 60%. Now, this particular client reported checkout abandonment rates close to 82%. Now, there was nothing wrong in the checkout that really screamed at us, explaining the above average abandonment rates. The team conducted usability tests. We invited nurses to come in and place orders with the website while the team observed them and conducted exit interviews to gather more information from the participants. The nurses revealed that the biggest problem that caused visitors to abandon was the fear of paying too much for an item. Nurses are price conscious and they can buy the same item or uniform from another competing website or a brick and mortar store. So price played a big role in deciding where they will buy a uniform from. Now, our client was very aware of the price sensitivity which nurses had. The client offered actually money back guarantees and 100% price match. The problem is that these assurances were only displayed on the main homepage of the website, while most of the visitors landed on category and product pages. Visitors did not know about these assurances. The hypothesis for this test was online visitors are sensitive to price. Adding assurances can counter the FUDs, the fears, uncertainties, and doubts visitors have due to price concerns. This image shows the new design of the shopping cart. The team added an assurance center in the left-hand navigation of the cart page, reminding visitors of the 100% price match and the money-back guarantee. So, what was the result of testing the original design against the new design? The new design of the cart page resulted in a 30% reduction in shopping cart abandonment. A hypothesis that works for one website may not succeed, or even worse, it might deliver negative results for another website. So after the result of the previous client were published in the Internet Retailer Online magazine, another client approached us to test an assurance center on their website. The client was looking for a way to reduce cart abandonment rates. This image that you see shows the original design of the shopping cart for this new client. This new image that you're seeing right now shows the new design of the cart page with the assurance center added to the left navigation. Again, this test had the same hypothesis as the previous one, that adding an assurance center will increase conversions by reducing the visitor FUDs. When we tested the new variation with the assurance center against the old variation, the results pointed to a completely different outcome. The new assurance center actually caused conversions to drop by 4%. So what do you learn from this? You need to conduct your own testing. You need to analyze the problems on your own page. You need to create your own hypothesis. You need to validate that hypothesis through testing. And more importantly, and most importantly, you need to conduct post-test analysis to validate the hypothesis. With that, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and happy testing.